Hello, ipXchangers. It's your host, Sandro. And over at Embedded World 2026, we went to the booth of DeepGate, who created a platform for you to deploy different AI models onto different hardware and optimize those AI models for running on that hardware. And it makes it easy to evaluate what those AI models are doing on the hardware itself.
Can you tell me a little bit about what you're doing here at DeepGate, what all of this is?
Yeah, so at DeepGate, our aim is really to make it as effortless to design, profile, and deploy really efficient AI to microcontrollers. So there's actually really only 3 steps to this process. The first step is the engineer chooses his model or builds his own. Then once he's happy with his PyTorch, he saves it and uploads it, where we then compile and profile it for him. We can then see his flash and RAM usage on multiple devices and inference times as well. And once he's happy with those metrics, he can just simply download the header and static library, include it into his embedded project, and he's ready to go.
So what is the advantages of him doing it with you, for example? How long does it take to profile his PyTorch model, and what are the advantages of doing that through DeepGate?
Yeah, so the major advantage is really we separate the AI from the embedded application, allowing the engineer to focus on his AI model. And once he's happy with this performance, he can really start profiling it for his embedded applications. So considering requirements such as flash, RAM, and inference. And to your question on how long it takes, it really takes a few minutes to compile and benchmark it so he can see the results and either go back to the drawing board or deploy it into his embedded application.
Okay, so I heard that you guys ensure that the AI that you train is the AI that ends up on the hardware. So can you tell me a little bit more about that?
Yeah, exactly. So we don't do retrofitting of our layers to fit onto the models. We provide our own layers. So those layers are actually the ones that are used to run on the model itself. So you don't actually lose any performance in terms of accuracy once you deploy it onto the microcontroller.
And so this is all done with your own custom SDKs.
Yes, so we have our own SDK, we've got our own compiler, and we've got our own platform from where you can actually review the performance of your model.
So engineers would have to use they'll use your platform to review the model. Can you show me a little bit how that looks like?
Sure. Would we like to go into the platform itself?
Yeah, why not?
Sure. So this is basically the web platform. Our philosophy is really less is more. So you can imagine now in PyTorch, you've chosen your application, let's say some wake word detection task or some smart factory task, and you say, okay, my Python model or my AI model is ready. I want to upload it. What you simply do is you select your model, in this case, a ResNet 8 model, open it, and you can see here your available target devices. Currently, we have an Infineon board and 3 STM boards hooked up to our server farm, and then you press upload and run. So what we do in the background here is really then to compile it, and we benchmark it on these available devices on real hardware. And once we're ready, we'll look into it. You can see we currently will be benchmarking or compiling and then benchmarking it onto the devices. Thereafter, you can actually review the performance of your model in the performance map. So here you'll see this, for example, your Infineon board. And if you go over your model, you can see the relatively used flash and RAM compared to the total amount of memory available to you as an embedded engineer. Also, you'll see the inference times for this specific board. You can switch between your boards. So, for example, your STM board, and you see it changes, and you'll have a different performance on the same AI model.
Okay.
And what's really nice is we've got these layer breakdowns. So if you really want to go into the specifics, you can actually review which layer is causing the bottleneck in terms of inference. So here you'll see...
Look at that and then reevaluate your design.
Exactly. So you can go back to PyTorch, look at it, maybe take out a layer or two, and then you're back to uploading your model and then you're working it.
So I noticed you have all these interesting demos on the table. So can you walk me through a little bit about what these demos mean and how they fit into the whole DeepGate system?
Sure. So we decided for preparation of Embedded World, we'd build some demos with our own platform. And it's basically what I just showed you. And then what we did is download the model files and drag them into embedded applications. So we've got two applications here. The first, which looks more impressive, is more of an industry use case. So you can see it's intelligent sensors where you can imagine a conveyor belt running, and you've got your products running over it, and there's a continuous stream of images being taken, right? And what you don't want is to send all of these images to your cloud AI, such as Claude. But you only want to send images to the cloud if there's some anomaly, some product or something that's going wrong. And you'll see the numbers going up here, and then you see you're sending some costs. But for the rest of the time, you're not actually sending anything to the cloud, saving you a lot of money on the way.
So then these anomalies will be sent to the cloud, and then you can then use a more heavier AI to review what actually is happening.
Yeah. So let's say Claude would say, hey, there's a hand on the process. You should check it out because maybe there's a person fiddling around. Yeah, so that's quite exciting, that use case.
So how would what kind of overhead would there be for engineers that want to deploy the system into their projects or into their into what they do?
Yeah, so like I said, you download your zip file from the platform, and you drag those two files into your embedded project, for example, intelligent sensors project or a keyword spotting project, and then you're ready to go.
And then you mentioned that right now you're just only deploying on Cortex, Cortex microcontrollers.
Exactly, yes.
But do you plan to expand that in the future, perhaps?
Yeah, we're actively looking on different architectures and also different hardware to see which direction we're going to go, but that's something we're looking into, yes.
Okay, so this all is very impressive. This looks nice, looks fantastic, and it does sound like it will save a lot of time. But how would an engineer, a skeptical engineer perhaps, be able to evaluate this technology before taking it further into his business or deploying it on a very large scale use case?
Yeah. Skeptical engineers are always good and always asking for the numbers, and we've got some numbers here which they can review before they even start, because for us what's really important is maximum efficiency. So through our 3 pillars we provide this maximum efficiency with our numbers, and if he's happy with the numbers he can actually just sign up to our newsletter and then wait for us to deploy our platform for him to try out.
So when would your platform be deployed?
We're planning to be within the next 2 months, to deploy it within the next 2 months, and we're quite excited about that.
So if everything goes to plan within the next 2 months, they'll be able to play around with your platform, see what it can do before deciding to take it to the next level.
Exactly. Yeah, quite excited.
Well, that sounds really fantastic. Thank you very much, Ernest, for your time. I appreciate you showing me around, showing me these cool little demos and what you're doing at DeepGate. And hopefully there's more to come from DeepGate.
Thank you for your time.